What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy, Niner Gang Podcast, back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it, man. So we here, man. A good week of training camp has gone by. We've seen some good, we've seen some bad, we've seen some ugly. So there's a variety of different things that we can talk about right now. And I want to get into it. I know usually I probably would have been live a lot more often, man, as far as training camp goes and just going day after day, bit by bit. But I didn't get a chance to get a lot in there, you know what I'm saying, in this past week. Just been working and grinding, man. You know, even though I love doing the podcast, it's a passion. It's an everyday grind and I still have a regular everyday job and I got to pay everyday bills. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm back. I will be back probably at least, I'm going to try at least like 2 to 3 times a week to be able to get in and make sure I give you guys some great content here. So I did open the door for a couple of my buddies to come through. One of my guys here from the Forever Faithful podcast is going to join me. That's my man, Brandon. What's going on, B-Dubs?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. So this training camp's been going on, for the past, week and a half, so to speak. And we've heard some good, we've heard some bad, we've heard a little indifferent. You got to love the press conferences. What's going on, Mariah? But what have you seen that is giving you some hope here as far as training camp goes?
Just the way that Trey Lance is progressing as each day comes, his mechanics and just overall with his throwing ability and everything, I feel like has gotten a lot better too. There are some bad days that he did have, like today, for example. I'm hearing that he didn't do as well, but that's gonna happen. It's his first year as a starting quarterback. I mean, it is only practice, and they're playing against a top-notch defense as well in practice. So we're going to have to really see how it is come Thursday night when they play the Packers. I think we'll see at least maybe a series or two from Trey Lance and the starters. So that's going to be the real testament for sure. But other than that, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Brandon Ayuk. He went from doghouse last year to standing out in training camp so far. So I think that's a plus. And also too, as I'm hearing Debo and Trey are getting that connection as well. So that's good to hear. What do you think about the Willie Snead signing?
The who?
Willie Snead.
Oh, so we actually signed Willie Snead. I know we worked him out, but I didn't get the notification that we signed him. To be honest with you, man, probably a camp body, real outside chance to make the squad, man. We waived Taysir Mack, which I was a little surprised by. But, maybe he wasn't showing them enough in camp. He wasn't doing things that he needed to do to be able to make sure. What's going on, John? Wasn't doing enough to make sure that, he solidified a spot on the squad. He's the only 1,000-yard receiver out of everybody that we brought in, pretty much, period. JR, what's going on, JR Meadows? He says doghouse was because Jimmy G stopped him from being game breaker. He really is. And those are facts. There's many times last year on the field you would see Brandon Ayuk. He would literally have like a fit, like almost like a child. He'd be jumping up and down like, bro, I'm standing here wide open, butt naked. Like, can you throw the ball to me, please? So, when the season was over, Brandon Ayuk posted a tweet, and everybody went insane because the tweet basically said, deep ball me, please. And that was a reference to Trey Lance and all of the things that he brings to the table, because he was probably tired of the fact that he is having to deal with Jimmy, who's a limited quarterback and doesn't really take deep shots. So for me, what I've heard from training camp is, of course, the up and down, the ebbs and flows of Trey Lance, which is okay. He's a young kid. He's still a rookie. And you got him going up against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Pads are finally on. And the other thing is, everybody take training camp with a grain of salt. You know why? Because they've been shuffling that damn O-line around like clockwork. They're still working Mike McGlinchey in. We've got Spencer Burford at right guard instead of playing tackle, which is what he played in college. We also have Aaron Banks working out now at the left guard spot. And though we all thought that was his spot, it's still new to him. And this is his first year running with the first team and being able to go against guys like Kinlaw or, Nick Bosa, Kerry Hyder, Charles O'Menahue, all of the people that we currently have as far as that is concerned. So it's definitely a bit of a task, you know what I'm saying, to get things rolling there as far as that's concerned. It's a lot, man. So my thing is, when we have a situation where we are trying to make sure that we go ahead and make sure that the defense is right and try to make sure that the O-line is right. So here's my only gripe, honestly, out of everything is the center position. Leave Jake Brendel alone. I don't know. And I called it before the season because I know Kyle all too well, and I know how he moves. Kyle's one of those people, he has to try to put his guy in there because he's for me, I'll be honest with you, I think Kyle's a little egotistical at some point because he likes to put his guys on the field and his guys need to win. Now, in 2020, we all saw the disaster that was Daniel Brunskill, the center. So I don't understand what Kyle saw from 2020 up till now, where the man has been playing right guard, all last year and any other time before that. He only played center for us because we didn't have anyone. And that was because Weston Richburg got hurt. Like, him being a backup is okay. But him being the starting center, all I'm hearing is bad snap after bad snap. I'm not hearing anything fantastic about him. I'm not hearing any good things. So with that being said, this is the reason why I don't stress Trey Lance too much, because you're shuffling the offensive line. You're not giving him the center that he was supposed to have, and you're trying to force Daniel Brunskill in there. And I don't like that. And I'm one of those people where I'll call out anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. If you have a bad game, you make a shitty call, I'll call you out. I don't care what the situation may be. I know a lot of people are very, very skeptical about calling out Shanahan, but I called him out on this shit because we see it. Like, it's obvious. And there's nothing else to discern from what you see than what's right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for me, it's definitely a hard thing. It's a hard sell for me for you to tell me, hey, man, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And, by the way, I know Jake Brendel's been here through OTAs, through all the offseason program and everything like that. But we're going to give you Dan. Dan's great. And if I'm Trey, in the back of my mind, I'm going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. What are we doing? Why? And the other thing that I'm hearing is Spencer Burford basically stole that right guard spot.
Yeah. Like,
they love him at that right guard spot. I've heard nothing negative coming out of that. Now, does the O-line get beat every now and then? What's up, 49er Chanel? Hey, man, prayers out to you, your family, man. You going to whoop cancer's ass. I guarantee you will, man. We here for you, bro.
Prayers out for you, man.
Yeah, so I look at it and I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we messing with that? And to be honest with you, I've always said this, and most people agree with me. The line should make up of Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, Daniel Brunskill, and Mike McGlinchey. McGlinchey is being ramped up and being brought in, so I honestly believe he'll be ready for week one because the step-up process has just been working well, and he's been coming in. But when you don't have the true offensive line in front of you, you can't really assess a lot on Trey Lance. So I don't want to say that he's been, horrible because, the line hasn't been consistent. If you're moving guys in and out and interchanging positions, it's not going to work. But I do have a buddy of mine that has been at training camp and does have a little bit of info. So I'm going to bring in the homie Swanson on. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Dion? Nice. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, I'm glad you were able to come on because you can give us a first-hand look at everything because I haven't been there. I live in Arizona. I can't go to training camp. You know what I'm saying? I mean, believe me, if I I have probably have some of the little bit of vacation time, but if I had the vacation time and the opportunity, believe me, it's Santa Clara, here I come. I'd be out there every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from down south, but I kind of sift information well, so it might look like that I'm posting a bunch of stuff, but I'm just what's it called, rifling back things to you guys that I've seen. So it's like,
hey, look, man,
yeah.
it's all good because you got a couple people out there that've been to training camp. You got Jason DePonte there. You got Splash Cousin, he's there. Brad from SF Niners is there. Shout out to Rohan, young Rohan's out there. He doing his thing. So we have a lot of people there to give us a lot of information and go kind of like play by play. So what have you heard, Swan Song, from training camp?
It's just I want to touch on some of the things that you brought up. Like I think what they're doing with Brendel right now, if I could read between the lines, it's his job to lose right now. Mm-hmm. But I think them putting a lot of time with Brunskill means that Brendel probably has a short leash, right? Yeah. So because they've even hinted to it, right? They were saying they interviewed Forster and it's like, hey, he's doing all the right things. We have confidence in him, but he doesn't have a lot of playing time, so we won't know how it is until we know, right? Yeah. So I think they want to see how he is going to be, playing in game. And Bayer Baller brought up a good point on his show the other day when he talked about center, and he was saying that, the thing that he looks for, which just makes sense, right? If the center is smart, if he can make the calls, if he can make all the adjustments, if he knows where the rushers are, if he knows where to just navigate everything, that's the most important thing, right? Because especially on our team, I mean, I don't know how other teams do it, but a lot of the times our center has help from the left guard or the right guard, right? It's like a two tandem blocking, right? So it's like, and then plus, Brendel, he's a little bit undersized, but if you look at his combine numbers, like he grades like on some things like off the charts.
He graded high. He graded really high. Yes, his combine
like
numbers.
Like that web thing, like they do, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And so so I'm hopeful with that. I do not like the fact that Brunskill was, like, as you said, messing up in 2020 with the snaps, and then it happening like pretty much every other day. Right? Like you hear 3 bad days of Brunskill, then you hear, one good day, and then the next day he's back to messing snaps again. And I get it. Brunskill, the reason why he has an advantage over Brendel is because he's played on the line for the last 3 years. So he's gonna be more experienced, right, with the teams that we face, right? Like he knows how to handle Aaron Donald. He knows, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what gives him an advantage in that respect. But as far as, you can't have bad snaps, dude. He touches the ball more than anyone, right? So how are you gonna be confident in a person that potentially can lose a game for you at any step, right?
Yep. Look at what 49ers throwback says. Brunskill ain't good at center. He gives up too much pressure, and it's not his strength. So I agree with him on that. And this is the thing. When you have a young rookie quarterback, the number one thing you want to do is provide him a solid line so that he's not running for his life consistently. I've heard the term running for his life a little too much for my liking when it comes to training camp and Trey Lance. And the reason being is because the defensive line is just murdering offensive line. Now, there are days where the defense wins. There are days when the offense wins. After our first week, the defense had 10 interceptions, people. Let me tell you something. You know what that tells me? Quarterbacks beware. Justin Fields, your ass is grass. It's over. Like, okay, Adam Rank, I'm sending this shout out to you, buddy. I'm going to tell you right now, you picked us to take an L against your Bears. First of all, you have no O-line. Can anybody tell me any all-star on the Bears O-line?
No, man. The only person I knew on the Bears offensive line was that rookie, Tevin Jenkins, and that is a dumpster fire. What's happening over there?
Denise, what's going on? How you doing? Shout out to everybody in here, man. I appreciate y'all too.
And the thing about it also is that as far as training camp is, like, I don't know the exact numbers or anything like that, but I do not remember the defense consistently being in the backfield like they are in this camp. Like
Yeah.
out of the 10 days of camp, I think I've heard maybe one day where the offensive line is like, oh, the offensive line looked good today. And that was yesterday, I believe. Everything else was like running for his life, running for his life, running for his life. And we all know any quarterback looks like mediocre. I don't care who you are if there's pass rush.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like that's why I said when I look at this defense and I look at what they've done in the first week, the first thing that I see is they're going to wind up dominating in ways that you can't imagine. And the next thing I see is we're gonna have a lot more interceptions, people. 10 interceptions in the first week. I mean, hey man, look, I'm not mad about it. I'm not, because the crazy thing is people will look and say, well, if your offense isn't winning, then what's going on with Trey Lance? You know, is this the arm fatigue thing and all this other bullshit? No, it's not. It's the fact that we have a solid ass fucking defense and you got a guy shuffling an offensive line in front of him. Exactly. So how do you expect him to build any continuity? I got to take snaps from somebody who can't snap the ball properly. I have to be worried if my right or left guard is going to be the same person from day to day, or my right tackle for that matter. Jalen Moore got injured for a little bit, so now I got some other dude at right tackle because we're not putting McGlinchey in full time. And Trent Williams doesn't even start at left tackle all the time. So you're telling me I got to be here in camp practicing with a makeshift O-line on a continual basis, and then they swap me out with Nate Sudfeld. So now I have situations where you know, I'm losing a little bit of reps, but that's because he has to come in with the second team. He has to get reps. All these things have been going on. So when people are negative about Trey Lance, I caution them and let them know, like, hey, if you're playing behind a rotational offensive line, you're not going to be that good either. You want me to give you a prime example of that? Alex Smith. People wrote him off, but you know what Alex Smith did? He went through 6-7 different fucking coordinators through his first couple of years in the league. Mm-hmm. So you explain, I will tell you right now, I don't care who you could be Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, you could be any fucking of those names, any of them. And I guarantee you are not going to make it if you keep changing offensive systems consistently every single year.
Yeah, exactly to your point. Remember Tampa Bay, the year they won the Super Bowl, they weren't looking very good the first 5. I think they lost their first game, right? Remember that was like the first 8 weeks. They weren't very great, you know, until finally they got that offense going together, and then it was lights out, right? And then they had an amazing D, and that was with Brady, a freaking 20-year vet. You know what I mean? So it's like
exactly.
So and then like bringing up Trey also is like, think about all the variables that are happening. Like you mentioned all the variables on the line and things like that. Great points. But look at, he's a young kid changing his mechanics.
Yes.
Like I have a kid, right, who played travel ball, like, you know, and you know when they change something up to get better, right? So like, you know, you see a ceiling that happens, like your kid reaches a ceiling, and the next coachable thing is, hey, you need to do this. You need to have your arm slot here, or this or that. Like he was a pitcher, right? It always looks worse before it looks better, because they're learning something new. So you got to wait. You have to have patience for that muscle memory to take place as well, right? Like you can't just go, hey, you know what? I'm going to change this mechanic and everything is fine. Like, oh yeah, everything's just going to be perfect. No, you have to go through all of that stuff to figure out to your mind and body to get that muscle memory and to lock it in. So it's going to look like this. We all said it, right? There's going to be ups and downs. Like it's common sense, right? But hopefully by the end of the year, you know, he's going to be better, right? And that's going to increase our chances. And on top of that, this is not even bringing up what he's going to change, just being the quarterback who he is, right? Like he is a threat to run the ball. He can scramble. He can attack all parts of the field, right? So those are the things that's going to make things easier for our run game, right? Which is what we do, right? And the way that we've been practicing now is like the defense has a big advantage. They know what's coming. Like some of these plays, the defense knows what's coming. Yeah. They know what they're practicing on and things like that. So I think people put way too much emphasis on it. I get it. It's fun. It's something. Don't get me wrong. When it goes good, I'm happy. When it goes bad, I'm like, I ignore it. But what else is there to do? Why? What am I like? what is worrying about it or being pessimistic going to do? Like, you're not going to affect it anyway. So as a fan, I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather be optimistic than pessimistic, right?
Yeah.
When it comes
Of
to
course.
a 22-year-old.
Yeah, easily.
Right?
Yeah, and here's the other thing. So looking at Lance's performances, and you know what I've been very appreciative of, he runs. When he sees that play breakdown and he makes a play, it's great because we didn't have that element before with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Correct.
So everybody knows that. Now, speaking of him, I'm only going to give him about a few seconds. Here's my problem. People, stop with the posting of him. Stop talking about him. To all of the beat writers and stuff, quit asking questions about. No one gives a shit. We moved on, okay? Number 5 is the quarterback. Let it be what it is. No one gives two shits that he's there, and some fans are like, hey, yay. No one cares. All I want is the man to be gone. We have no reason to waste time worrying about a quarterback who's not going to be here. It's been proven, it's been made clear by Kyle that we're moving forward with 5. So why are you going to ask him a question about, 10? Because why? He's there? Motherfucker, obviously probably ain't got nowhere to go. I mean, shit, if I ain't got nowhere to go, yeah, I might as well be there. Shit, at least I got a facility to work out at and throw and do whatever the fuck. But no one cares. Like, fans, they said hi to Jimmy today. Who gives a fuck? I truthfully am not one of those people. I don't care. But, for me, the beat writers continue to do this. There's a chick on Twitter. Shout out to her because her drawings are actually amazing. She has great talent.
Rita.
Yeah, she has great talent. I love your talent out there. Just stop drawing, Jimmy. You make me want to grow up. Draw.
She has to stick to her word, though.
Yeah.
She has to stick to her word, though, Dion.
I'm going to go on Twitter. And I'm going to add her, and I'm going to say, hey, how about we switch this from drawing
Trey,
why don't you start drawing Trey every time he makes a play? See? You see how that worked, Trey? It's automatic. Let's do that. Let's focus on the here and now rather than the past because no one cares about that. We're all looking toward the future.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No. So for me, let's leave the past in the past. Let's move toward the future. Let's do what we're supposed to do. The other thing I will say as well is if Charvarius Ward is anything like he's been in training camp in the regular season, I'm excited. Any receiver, I want all the fucking smoke. And see, the Cardinals, they still keep doing stupid shit. What have the Cardinals done? They gave Kyler Murray $43 million a year, and you know what Hollywood Brown did? Went out and got a speeding ticket like a dumbass. What did you do? Man. Christian Kirk is gone. Larry Fitzgerald nowhere to be found. So who are your receivers?
Hopkins out for the first eight games. Or 8 games? 6 or 6
No, he's
games?
6. Yeah, Hopkins is gone for 6 weeks. So please explain to me how you gonna make the fucking team with Rondale Moore and Andy Isabella. You can't. So when I look at our situations and what we have versus what the teams in our division have, I don't feel scared. And there's another quarterback in our division who seems to have arm fitness issues. His name is Matthew Stafford. Hey. And my elbow tendonitis.
It's more than arm fitness.
Nobody said nothing about arm fitness with him. Nobody. Yeah. He's just got elbow tendonitis. But that's not how that works. You've been slinging the rock for what? 10 plus years? And every year you've had this? But magically we didn't know what the fuck arm fitness was? Fuck out of here, people. Fuck out of here, man. You can't tell me that's only solidified just because you said it about Trey Lance.
Yeah.
I mean, you got you have quarterbacks in the league, and you got to think about it. It's simple. Your arm is going to get tired because you throw the ball so much on a consistent basis. I've used this before. I'll use it again. Why do you think that baseball starting pitchers only pitch one game in 4 or 5 days? Because they went out there and threw the ball hard as fuck for 7, 8 innings, depending on how good they are. And depending on how many pitches you have. You could have one batter and have 20 fucking pitches because this guy keeps popping fouls. There is no stopping that. So you could if you a true perfect game in the MLB is 27 pitches. Because technically it's 3 strikes and you're out. If you want to be even more solid about that, then you could have luck. You could have the greatest luck in the world and have people just keep hitting pop flies. And that'll make it even easier. Then that's one pitch, that's what, 3 pitches per inning, 27 there you go. Easy. But it doesn't work out like that. So everybody gets fucking tired. That don't mean shit. What's going on, Earl? First time I seen you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. But let's move on to the running backs. So, Brandon, I'm going to start with you. What do you think of the running back group and how they've been performing throughout this training camp?
I think we have a strong running back group for sure. Elijah Mitchell, I think, is going to have a tremendous year, especially with Trey Lance in the middle, in the pocket and everything. So that's going to be awesome to see. Trey Sermon is the one I'm looking forward to. We talked about this last season, especially on the Forever Faithful podcast show, that we've been looking forward to see Trey Sermon connect with Trey Lance, and feel like Trey Sermon's going to have more of a decent, better year than he did last year for sure. So I'm happy to see that for sure. And then
TDP?
Yes, TDP. I'm like, why can't I think of his name right now? I know him and Sermon are fighting over that RB2 spot. So that's going to be interesting to see as weeks come on and preseason is going on and everything like that. I'm not sold on Hasty anymore, to be honest. He'd be lucky if he makes the 53-man roster. I think it's gonna be Jeff Wilson Jr. sneaks in there. But I don't know. Like I'm not feeling it for JaMycal Hasty anymore, man. He hasn't really proved much. So I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see for sure, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm just excited all around, to be honest.
That's awesome. So I'm gonna address this real quick. This is not uncommon. This happens all the time. We get a lot of hate. We really do. And I don't understand why. I feel like maybe Eddie D and some of his crew and maybe a couple of players was out there doing some savage shit back in the day to piss a lot of people off where they don't like us, man. Because if you think about it, in the 80s, we were that team. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, you swapped over because you had so many people rotating in the Super Bowl that there was nobody consistent. The most you could say is probably the Cowboys because they had their 3. They had their 2 in the 70s with Roger Staubach, and they had their 3 in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But now that we get wind up on an upward swing, that happens. And Colin Cowherd, I don't take nothing that dude says seriously. Like he can kiss my ass. He mad because Trey Lance stopped sleeping with his daughter. And, you get mad about a payday, bro. You just get mad about a payday. And plus, at the same time, Colin Cowherd is ridiculously big. It's not like your daughter need no motherfucking money. You got it. She can come daddy and go get that bread anytime she need to. You know what I'm saying? But you just got mad because she stopped calling Trey Lance her daddy. Now, that's not my problem. You need to get more from that, Colin. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So I just want to bring this up real quick. I saw this. So shout out Pinor. What's good, Pinor? So Pinor says Mitchell had the best practice yesterday out of all the players. Sermon doing better than last year. TDP showed up respectfully. Hasty probably makes the team because of reports on Wilson Jr. Here's what I'll say. I think the 2 people on the outside looking in are JaMycal Hasty and Jeff Wilson Jr. I feel like they're trying to run this. They like to have an extra back. But the thing is, we already got 4 backs right now. We have Mason. We have TDP. We've got Sermon, and we've got Elijah. And I'm going to tell you right now, The person that's crazy is going to be Elijah Mitchell, man. Like, I feel like he's going to have a ridiculously big year. I feel like they'll rotate him enough, and I feel like he's done enough to be able to actually go ahead and, bring himself in to a point where we're going to be good. We don't have to worry about anything else. So I'm comfortable with it, and I'm happy that he's here, and I hope that he continues to have a really, really big year. The other thing that I will say is I've heard some like good and bad about TDP. Not a lot, a little bit here and there. But Brandon said he's got everything here as far. He's got a video for us real quick. So let's jump into that. Was that it? That's the video? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead and hit play.
Okay.
Pleased to be joined right now by 49ers DB Jimmy Ward. Jimmy, that defense looked pretty good out there today.
Oh, yeah, man. We're making plays, taking names.
Is it that simple? Because I feel like I've seen you play nickel, I've seen you play corner, I've seen you play safety, I've seen you play in the box. Is it just you go places and then they kind of build it around you in the secondary?
Well, actually, we built it off that defensive front we have. Our defensive front is pretty good, and they make my job way easier. And yes, I play multiple spots over the past years, but I feel like the last four years I've been just strictly at safety, but they move me around sometimes and call different plays.
I'm very curious, your knuckle taping strategy here. How did that develop, and what's the besides holding the microphone really tightly, what does that help you with?
My joints. I dislocated some fingers. I've broken some fingers and broke my hand a couple of times. So I don't know. Maybe it's just to help my mental out.
How long does it take every day to get that? Because it's very fine. I'm impressed.
It takes a lot of tape. I tell you that. Johnson, shout out to y'all. Y'all keep my joints together. But it takes like 5 minutes.
That ain't bad. I mean, you get a lot of time to come out here. Today's practice, I saw your coach Corey kind of bring the DBs together and talk about certain things. What is it like now? Obviously, you've been the leader of this defense, but having that leadership role kind of expanded a little bit more as guys aren't coming back.
I feel like I have the same role as last year, to be honest to you. Yeah, we replaced some guys and got some new faces in, but it's really the same thing. We got a lot of guys out there competing for spots, and we got a lot of guys that came back from last year too.
Right.
So I feel like it's the same thing, same playbook, and just I got to do the same thing I did last year, but do it better.
Jimmy, you're on the other side of the ball, and I know you got better things to do than break down 49ers offense tape. But you see Trey Lance every day in practice. All the focus is going to be on him. What do you see from him?
Has a very strong arm and playing. Very strong arm, but also, he know how to escape. He know how to move in the pocket, man. And I feel like that's hard for a defense to try to cover everything. And next thing you know, you see a quarterback running out the pocket, extending the plays, adding those extra seconds. We're not prepared to cover for more than 6 seconds. We got tight coverage. Next thing you know, it turns into plaster route, backyard football.
Right.
So that what he had, that's one of his aspects to his games that is hard to cover.
Are you really gonna say 6 seconds with that pass rush you got in front? Like, let's be real. Because I call the games. I call the games for the Rams. So I see you guys. 6 seconds. That you mean like 2.5, maybe 3.5 on a bad rep?
Yeah, probably 3.5 on a bad rep.
Okay, so your young rookie you guys brought in did an awesome job today, getting around the edge a couple times, had a couple sacks in team. What is it like seeing a young guy come in, even though he went to the other school that I went to? But what is it like seeing that kind of success early in camp?
Man, we've been seeing it every day.
Really?
And it's been young guys. It's been guys that came from other teams. It's been guys who've been on the couch. Like, it's just that defensive front. Chris Herrick does a great job, phenomenal job of coaching those guys up. Like, each year I've been seeing it. Like, every D-line group he has, like, man, these boys run to the ball. They're big, they're stout, they're hungry. They're fighting for a job.
Right.
Jimmy, you guys were so close a year ago, and then you got to watch your rivals go and win the Super Bowl. How did that impact just through the off season here, just kind of the mentality of the team, knowing how close you were and now trying to come back, finish the job in 22?
No, it was hard. It was heartbreaking. At the end of the day, they figured it out, and they was the better team that day, and they won. But other than that, I'm ready to play them. I don't got no love for them.
You want them?
Oh my God! I was gonna bring that question up, but it's already. I need to say it. No love.
No. The only reason I said that, I don't really, think about, I keep everything on the field, but I just remember when we won both of those games last year. Like, I was looking at some of the main players. I wanted to go and shake their hands and all that, but they walk off the field. But when you finally win the game, you want to shake our hands. All right, I got something for you. All right,
And Tom will end it with that.
It's a good place to leave it.
appreciate that.
Jimmy Ward,
Thanks,
man.
Jimmy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jimmy.
So what do you guys say about that?
Hey man, what did Jimmy do? He just solidified it. He's telling you like the dude he's that guy. Now, this is I'm telling you, man. This is why I love Joey, man. Joey will forever be the comment fucking king. I'm just gonna leave that there. Joey, man. Hey,
Damn.
bro. Joey can stay in Joey could be the only person in the comments, bro, and have you straight done, man. I love that dude.
Look what he said now.
I love that shit, man. Hey, man, look, bro, I'm happy. I am, dude. I'm that guy, man. When it comes to that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that dude because I'm happy that we have a new quarterback. I'm happy that we moved on and we went to a different direction. Like, it's just a situation where everybody has to understand that when you deal shout out Tony from the Locker Room Rant. He said this best. When the 49er fans, your history, you've dealt with greatness consistently, usually. And it's frustrating when you go from greatness to trash. Now, I'm not saying Jimmy's garbage, but I'm going to say Jimmy's probably at least, he's like that upgraded 99-cent store. You know what I'm saying? The new one with all the flashy shit, and you get it, you go in there, you're like, damn, this 99-cent store got everything. Fuck this. Hey, I like this one. This 99-cent store hard. And you find shit in there you didn't think you was going to find. You're like, what? This is here? Oh, man, I got to start telling people. But then you get Trey Lance, and Trey Lance is like the brand new Walmart. Like, you got him right now for cheap, but this motherfucker, he's a superstore. He's got every fucking thing. So you look at the 99-cent store, you're like, damn, that was a lot of great shit for a low price. And then you go over to the big-ass brand new Walmart, you're like, man, fuck that 99-cent store. They ain't got shit on this. I get everything. I get my chips. I get my food. I can get oil from a car. If I need to go ahead and get myself some windshield wiper blades, I can do that too. You know, if I want to go camping, I got a spot here. If I need an air mattress, I got that. Like, you start seeing everything that you have with Trey Lance and what you didn't have with Jimmy, and it makes you understand why the transition was necessary. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this real quick. The way Daniel Jones is showing how shitty he is in practice, like, I don't know, you saw that throw he did today, right?
Who?
Daniel Jones.
Oh, no, I ain't been paying attention.
So the way that's looking, man, the Giants might as well go ahead and call the Niners and say, hey, I'm interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. There
are teams that could use him. Here's the thing, man. Can Jimmy win you a couple of games? Hell yes, he can. I'm not saying that Jimmy is a worthless quarterback. I know I've said that, but I'm just speaking, you know, I'm just talking. But I'm saying in general, if you look at it, I truthfully would say Jimmy can win you a couple of games, but he still has to have everything right. He still can't see linebackers, and he's not going to throw very far. He's going to give you a 20-yard route at best. He's not looking deep. He's looking short and intermediate. And you have to have people who get yak. Why? Because that's what he was doing with us.
Yep.
I literally looked over all of his stats, and I'm not going to go over it because it would take forever. But I looked over all of his stats. If you look at the amount of yak that most of the receivers accumulated versus what his actual numbers were, you'd be like, so Jimmy didn't do much of anything, did he? I mean, he did something because he got him the ball, but shit. Perfect example. I know you, Swan Song, B-Dubs. Y'all remember the Saints game? That was one of our best games in like recent history. We loved that fucking game because it was a shootout. And we was like, man, fuck that. We going hard. and we had a great time watching that game. Everybody did. But you know who saved our ass? Mr. Kittle.
Yeah, George Kittle.
And you
That
know
was
how
a
far,
shitty ass pass.
you know how far that pass was? Not even 5 fucking yards. And you know where it was? On the fucking ground.
Oh my god.
And if
dude.
Kittle don't come up and snag that motherfucker and take his big monstrous ass downfield,
With 3 motherfuckers on his ass.
we ain't losing that game. This motherfucker had 3 people. It took him grabbing his face mask to pull him in
Damn,
a
dude.
downward position so he could be tackled, because if not, he was going to literally try to carry every motherfucker on his back in the end zone. You don't believe me? Look at the play. 100% facts, because that's the guy that Kittle is. Oh, and then just so you know, if Emmanuel Sanders doesn't throw that touchdown pass to Raheem the Dream Mostert,
Mom. Sorry, y'all.
well, but you know, he did what he was supposed to do. He held everybody. So for me, that's basically what it is, man. Like you see the mistakes, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but I like the running back room. What do you think of the running back room so far, Swan Song?
I mean, there's a lot of positive signs, right? Like I felt good about last year's running back room. I feel more solid about this year's running back room because we know what we have in Mitchell. Because even Mostert, yeah, we're hopeful because we've seen Mostert do it, but everyone was so scared of Mostert going down with injuries, right? Like we knew that, right? And then you have Mitchell's looking like explosive, right? And I think he looked explosive last year at the beginning of the year, and then something happened to his knee, and then he wasn't the same after that, right? And he had a bunch of other injuries that he was nursing. So good signs for Trey Sermon running more, decisively. And then you've heard good things about TDP, and then that Mason kid has been kicking butt in the second and third teams when he gets his reps.
And this is why I say that Hasty and Jeff Wilson Jr. are on the outside looking in, because Anthony Lynn raved about Jordan Mason well before any of us knew who he was. He said, I like him. Wait till we get the pads on. He's got the pads on. The next thing you know, what's going on. He looks great. But the other guy here, man, okay, so you're going to have to address this shit, man. You need it. Bro. You got to address it because everybody in the chat is dying over here.
Dude, John's like, Brandon's over here offering extended warranty.
Oh,
fucking can't, dude.
Hey man, I'm
So it's a ringtone for my mom, and it's Stewie in that episode saying, "Mom, mom,
oh,
mom,
mommy,
mommy,
mama."
Yes.
And then she goes, what? I love you. And he runs off. Oh yeah. No, hey, I don't care what nobody says. The most classic Family Guy moment I've ever seen in my life, and I know people probably are gonna be mad at me for this, but remember, it's a cartoon. It's not real life. It was when Brian owed him money.
Oh yeah,
he beat the shit out of me. He whooped Brian's ass. Oh my god, I was dead. He walked up and said, "So, you got my money?" No. And he started fucking him up, and then he had the nerve to do this. He balled up. He was like, "Here's the towel. Clean yourself up."
Yo,
bruh. Like, yo, I see some people go savage mode.
Yo,
went over into savage.
Another one.
Shit was insane.
Another one that was funny was when Brian was writing a book or whatever, and he comes up to him. He's like, "So, how's that book going? Is going pretty good? How's it going?" He gets annoyed by him.
The craziest shit is, man, like when you watch. I used to watch Family Guy and die laughing, but then I stopped watching because I realized the fuck I was watching. Like, yo, I'm telling you right now, 120%, we're seeing bestiality. Like, Stewie is, I don't know. Like, I almost feel like Stewie's non-binary. Because he'd be out here with dudes, then he'd be with the girls. Quagmire's a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Old Man Herbert's a fucking pedophile as well. And I'm like, yo, I can't keep watching this show. No matter how funny it is, I'm laughing at some horrible shit. I gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had moments, but I'm like, How is this still on television in today's time? Nobody's canceled Family Guy. What are we doing? Either way, back to the 49ers.
Hey, have you watched what Deebo Samuel said today on
the
Front Network
presser?
as well?
No, I haven't even gotten a chance to check that out. We'll go over that in a second. But
Yeah.
this season, I'm going to tell you right now, and everybody's noticed this, Brandon Ayuk is going to be a monster. I told everybody in the offseason when he was working with Trey Lance, watch out for Brandon Ayuk. He about to come out and shit on the league. Everybody was like, okay, we'll see. Look at the connection that he has with Trey Lance. It doesn't matter where the ball is put. If it's in the vicinity of Brandon Ayuk, 9 times out of 10, he's going to come down with it. You see what happened when he got into it with Fred Warner. He wanted to smoke. So did Fred. So there's different things that go on and different people that you know what I'm saying, interact. But I like the dog in Brandon Ayuk. I love the fact that with Trey Lance, we now force defenses to play 11-on-11 football. There's so many beautiful things. But I like the fact that Brandon has been playing very well. Swanson, what you think about Mr. Ayuk?
Yeah, he's on a whole different level right now. And I haven't seen a player stack these many days that he's had in I don't know how long. Like, he's just stacking them day after day after day after day. It's just insane. So, like, you know, they're talking about because, you know, the biggest and weaknesses they would talk about, you know, Brandon's game. And I mean, Ayuk's game is, even Deebo mentioned it, is like it's always his release, right? And so right now it sounds like he's killing everyone. He's doing everything, and he's going up in the air and getting it, and like he's winning in all parts of the field right now, and that's freaking awesome to see. And you know, from these last few days, I know people have mentioned, like, you know, Deebo's, he needs to get back into sync with Lance and things like that. But you know, I see a lot of the connections that are not happening with Deebo are go routes, right? But I don't think that plays to Deebo's strengths, right? Like, I think with Deebo is like either get him the ball quick or get him on a crossing route, like in between a zone. He catches it, and you know, he always breaks the first tackle. So, man, it's going to be good. It's exciting to see, right? Because there's weapons all over the place now.
Yeah,
right?
The thing about Brandon Ayuk, the thing about Deebo Samuel is as great as he is, you need to use him for who he is. Like, you know, Deebo is a yak monster. You know he likes contact. I remember them. Somebody did a Trey Lance first season highlights on YouTube, and I watched it. And one of the plays where Deebo caught the ball, it was the Arizona game, and I saw this. He caught the ball, and he didn't really have anywhere to go. He had the first down. But what did he do? He purposely sped up just enough and gave somebody a nice little shoulder. He likes contact. It's just who he is. Adrian Peterson, one of the greatest running backs of our time right now. And I know that right now he's not, you know, he hasn't done anything, but I'm saying, like, from 2000 all the way to probably about 2015, 16, AP was solid, and he wanted to smoke, and people didn't want to tackle him. People will tell you all the time, like, yo, name a running back you didn't want to tackle. Adrian Peterson. Why? Because he was going to hit you before you hit him. Like, you setting up, you getting in the right position, your body is perfect. And next thing you know, he still runs your ass over. Just who he was. He loved contact. Even Trent Williams said that at Oklahoma. He was like, the only back that ever pushed me was AP. So you start to see that, man, and that's pretty, you know, it's a beautiful thing to watch. With the signing of Willie Snead, I think honestly he might luck out and wind up being the 6th receiver on the squad. We don't know. You know, Snead is all right. He's not the greatest, but he's not the worst. I think he's like a middle of the road type of receiver. And we don't have. Go ahead, Brennan.
No, I feel like Snead's just gonna be like what Sanu was, basically.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, sometimes you get a little veteran dude in the room, kind of keep the guys right, stuff like that. And the shitty part is, and this is what's been happening the past couple of years. So they got attached to Eman Sanders. He was gone. They got attached to Mohamed Sanu. Now he's gone. You don't want them to get attached to Willie Snead or something. And the next thing you know, you like stuck like Chuck because they're not now. BA's upset again because you wouldn't let somebody go. But this is what I will say. Defensive side of the ball. I'm going to tell you this. NFL teams beware. NFL teams be very afraid. Offensive line, you're going to lose sleep every fucking night when you know that we are on your goddamn schedule. I'll tell you that much. Because I play Madden with the line as it should be. And Ebucom always winds up starting. So I'm cool with that. But I'll tell you this. I eat all day with Javon Kinlaw. I murder with Kinlaw. On all Madden, mind you. Like, I'm not playing on, rookie or anything. Like, I don't play on low levels. I play on the high levels. And I'm telling you, Javon Kinlaw is a fucking monster. And he sacks quarterbacks like nobody's business. And I know in real life that's what he's capable of. So he is going to definitely get some shit rolling. Yeah, I'm hyped for that Chargers game too. I most likely will. Are we playing the Chargers in their house or in our house? I think it's in. I think it's
in LA.
Is it Levi South? It's Levi South.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Levi South. See, the beauty of the Chargers game, you know what I can do? I get to take two of my favorite people in the world. I get to take my best friend Aaron because he is a diehard Chargers fan. He has a Junior Seau jersey. It's literally almost all but withered away, but he won't give it up because it's one of the first jerseys he's ever had. And I appreciate him for being a fan that long. And he knows his fucking squad. But you know what?
At home.
Yeah. See, and I can take my mom's because my mom's told me she wanted to go to a game. So you're telling me I get to go to LA. I'm not going to be opposed to such. And you're telling me I get to go watch us kick the Chargers' ass and get in my best friend's face about it? Fuck, are you serious? That's a win-win for anyone. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be a great thing. And that's why I said Levi South, because they know we call it Levi South. We only use that necessarily in terms of the Rams, but you know what I mean? It's still either way. That's our house. And they have their own moments.
Trey Lance had some words on Spencer Burford in the press conference.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I mean, there's so many good things to say about this young kid, and he's coming along really well. And I think, like I said, that right guard spot is his. I'm just hoping that Kyle sees that Jake Brendel is the dude, and I hope that Jake Brendel can prove that throughout the preseason and continue to play and continue to develop and do the right thing and be able to push Daniel Brunskill out of the picture. It's okay to have Brunskill. You know why? He's a Swiss Army knife. He can play anywhere along the line. He truthfully can. And the reason I state that is because when we needed a right tackle for a little bit in his first stint here, he played right tackle. When Justice School was getting murdered by Myles Garrett, they went ahead and said, sit your ass down, put Daniel Brunskill at left tackle. And what happened? Myles Garrett seemed to slowly disappear. So it shows you that the guy has the tools, but it's just center is not his best spot. And we all know that, and we all don't want that. But with the defense, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm real happy. If we start – imagine JV is healthy enough to go for the beginning of the season. Imagine Jason Verrett in slot, E-Man on one side, Ward on the other. Good luck throwing the ball. Good luck.
It's a wrap.
And they've been working that 3 safety deal where they got Tarvarius and they got Huff. And then they got Jimmy. And you send Huff down because Huff can play linebacker. And Huff's super instinctual, and all of good things have been said about him. So think about that. I put Huff down there, and he going to blitz your ass. So now you got him coming off the edge. And then imagine if you go ahead and hook him up with his boy from USC. If you put Huff on one edge, send him on the blitz, with Drake Jackson coming off that same edge, it's a fucking wrap for your quarterback.
Yo. The NFL ain't ready for this defense.
I'm telling you right now, man, we do not have much to worry about. The simplest thing we can do is ask for Trey Lance to give us progression, and more progression as the season goes on so that we don't have anything to worry about.
Man, you know what's crazy is that have you guys seen Kinlaw lately? His body looks completely different. He looks
Bro.
like freaking Conan the Barbarian, dude.
He think he is.
He looking like the
I tell
Hulk
you-
out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I want y'all to understand this. Okay, I'm a man. I handle my business against anybody and anything. The only thing I fear in this world is God. But I'm not fighting a big motherfucker like that in the alley. No, I'm not. I used to run track. I don't give a fuck if I blow out both my hamstrings. God damn it, I'm leaving. I want no smoke with that big motherfucker. You see how big he is? He's massive.
Bro, he's
You know how hard it
massive
is to
and he's
dwarf
tall
Nick
as
Bosa?
shit.
What the fuck? Like, how do you dwarf Nick Bosa? You know how hard that is? That's
Yeah, he's
big.
what's crazy. He's looking cut up now too, man. It's like
Mhm.
He's showing
I
his body
always-
fat.
yeah, I always thought Kinlaw was just gonna be a big dude, and he's always gonna have like that body fat. But man, this dude's like ripped up now, dude. It's crazy.
He is, I'm telling you, bro, he literally is a huge human being. Like, and when you think about that, if I'm a quarterback and I'm trying to snap the ball and I see this big motherfucker, I don't want to throw the ball anymore. I want to run. Why? I'm afraid. Why are you afraid? Did you just the fuck? Did you miss that big motherfucker? Fuck you mean? Why am I afraid? Fuck, get out of here, man. Take your punk ass on the field, deal with that shit. Not me. No. I don't want that kind of smoke. That's a large individual. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at Kinlaw, you look at then okay. I'll do this, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Best physique on the team on that defensive line, Samson Ebukam. That motherfucker is chiseled.
Yeah, he's ripped up.
He's ripped to the max. Like he go up there, man, and every shirt fit tight as fuck. Like I just be dying. Like he goes up there, man, and it's almost like he flexes unintentionally.
I think there was
He
a
wanted
video
to-
of him benching like 500 pounds or 600 pounds or
Yeah,
whatever.
bro, he's a freak. He's a freak of nature, man. He's
Yo.
there.
So my cousin's boyfriend is a Raider
Mhm.
fan. Saw him last night, right? He had the nerve to tell me the Niners are going 8-9. So I said, bro, let's bet right now. Whoever gets 9 over gets $500. Your Raiders ain't getting there. I'm sorry. You guys probably might go 8-9 again. Not 9-8.
Here's the
But-
thing: the Raiders may have, and okay, so I watched that game. I watched the Raiders versus Jacksonville game mainly because my young boy Deshaun Dixon, shout out to him, was playing in the game. He didn't get any PT until the second half, but I'm gonna go over him at the end of this video because he did have a fairly good game. And I watched him, you know what I'm saying? I interviewed him, you know, I continue every time I see that he's about to play. I will follow the Jags because he is there. And I want to continue to support that young kid, man. I'm not looking for anything. I just want him to be great. And he came out of a HBCU. So shout out to him. And he did a good job, man. He did a really good job. But here's the thing. Raiders ain't got no backups. I'll tell you that much. Because Jarrett Stidham ain't doing shit. Nick Mullins didn't look great. Well, Derek Carr goes down again. There goes your season.
Yo, the Raiders only looked like good because it's Jacksonville. Like,
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Like,
dude,
you
they're
know
going
what
to
I mean?
play in the worst division, like the most competitive. They got Mahomes, they got Herbert, and they got Wilson.
I'll tell
Like,
you
that's
this.
insane.
That division has the best. That is literally the best division for quarterbacks in all of football. I don't think there's another division that's going to be able to beat them out as far as all of the quarterbacks. Like you have everything that you need there, and the crazy thing is, all of these dudes can move. You know, Derek Carr ain't the fastest person, and he don't really run often, but he can boogie if he need to. You know what I'm saying? We all know what Russ can do, but Russ isn't looking to do that no more. That's why he's in Denver.
yeah.
And I mean,
And he
Justin
doesn't really
Herbert.
have anybody.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes. I mean, come on now, these two young kids. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, Justin Herbert. He needs to keep his hair because when he shaves his head, he just he don't look right. He don't look right. He looked like a 17-year-old child that's angry that somebody called him something at school, and you know, he just he don't give me good vibes when he cuts his hair. It just looks weird.
So, did your girlfriend's brother, or wait, I don't. your sister's. I
My
don't.
my
Did he take the
cousin's
bet?
boyfriend.
Yeah. Did he take the bet?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He took
Easy
it.
500 bills in your
I
pocket.
told him, I'm like, you're betting with the devil right now, bro. I said, you're Raiders. You think because you guys added Devontae Adams, you guys are freaking great.
Yeah, it does not make you automatic. Like
I'm like, you guys still don't have no
Bowl.
secondary. Your defense is still trash.
That defense is hot garbage, man. So it happens. But I'll say this. If any indication of our success was going to be given to us in training camp, it's coming on the defensive side of the ball. We look fantastic. We're doing great. And I'm not worried about what's going on with Trey Lance because they haven't put the full line in front of him and let him actually start. My thing is a lot of the starters don't play, like didn't even play in preseason. Like Devontae Adams didn't play. Neither did Derek Carr. Trevor Lawrence didn't play. Neither did Travis Etienne. So they'll probably hold a lot of guys out because they want to see what they have in the other people.
I think also.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention something.
Yeah.
And I think right now it's practice, right? So they're going to want to try everything, right? They want to see what Trey's good at, what he's successful with, what he's comfortable with. And then, because there's no game plan right now, right? But, once Shanahan once he downloads all this stuff that he's learned in this training camp, and we're not done. We're only, 2 weeks in. After it's all done, when they have that 17 days off, where there's no media, no nothing, right? That's when you're going to see him game plan for what he's seen in this camp, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to make Trey more efficient as well, because he was doing that shit for Jimmy, right? Like, come on,
week in and week out.
So
he made everything as safe as he possibly could. It's always
so I
going
think
to be that way.
We're going to see that, and as we're going to see from the beginning of the season, I bet it's going to look a lot different at the end of the season of where Trey's at, what Kyle trusts of him. And of course, anything can happen. We know anything can happen, right, in this league. But I'd rather be optimistic about it. There's reason to be optimistic about it. I mean, there's everything that checks out for this kid, right? As far as like a person that can improve, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the signs that you want to see. High character, wants to be great, right? Great communicator, hard worker, everything. Like, he has it all in that regards. And sure, you don't know until you know, but God, I wouldn't have any other prospect. Like, I really wouldn't have any other prospect than him.
Yeah, and this is funny right here. He says they got an old motherfucker on that team and Chandler Jones and Crosby on defense. That's all. Here's the thing: Chandler Jones had 5 sacks in the first game, and then motherfucker that he disappeared the rest of the season. I don't know what happened. I don't know what everybody was doubling him or what. Only thing I'll say about Chandler Jones is don't leave him unblocked because he's still a nightmare. I don't care what nobody says. And it's that's Charles said it the best. They're not game planning. And the defense knows the offense, these teams that we're going against, they never played Trey. And that makes a ton of sense. So when you look at it, all they can do is try to go back to the Arizona game and the second half versus Seattle, along with the Houston Texans game. And that's all they really have. And that's not enough to go on. So you'll game plan for him accordingly, but it's just not enough. You know what I mean? And the number one thing about him is you get worried about with the running quarterback is him getting injured. Here's the thing. Trey Lance is a big boy. That's a grown ass man. Now, I don't have to worry about him getting hit and then just, his body breaking down or something going wrong. Nah, this ain't gonna be a situation like what happened with RG3 when he came around that corner. His leg looked like fucking jello. Trey Lance is a lot bigger, he's a lot stronger, he's a lot faster. But I did watch the Raiders versus Jazz game. I did see that. It was, it was entertaining. I just watched it because I wanted to see football again. God damn it. I was tired of not having football. And when I saw it, I was like, shit, let me tune in. So I'm going to go over and shout out to my buddy, Deshaun Dixon, man, out there doing his thing. It's his first preseason game. They didn't let him get in until probably about 13 minutes into the third quarter. but I'm just going to go over this. He had first play, he had great pressure off of the edge. The second play, he got his first sack. Great bend and stretch to take the quarterback's legs from him. It was an ankle tackle, but hell, it was a sack nonetheless. The third play, he had great, another thing, good pressure. He went low and almost had a sack. The next play where he was in, he got, the run got stuffed up the middle by number 53. His fifth play, he had good pressure. The ball was going away from him. Sixth play, he almost had a pass defense. Seventh play was trying to rush outside the tackle. He didn't get there. Eighth play, he was in on the tackle with the running back. The ninth play was going away from him. It was a run. 10th play, same thing, away from him. But it forced the defense as a whole forced a fourth down. The 11th play that he had, he slipped a little bit, and basically the lineman was able to just push him down to the ground. So, I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're on turf, it works out like that. The 12th play, he had a little bit of a time getting, releasing from the tackle. The 13th play, it was the same thing. The tackle basically got under his pad level. That's a continual thing that you work on. But the 14th play, he had a great rush. He looked a little hesitant, but he didn't want to slip. It was raining, and they did have thunderstorms out there. So, you got to be careful with your footing. They forced a punt. 15th play, he was in. The play went away from him. Running back went up the gut for a pretty big gain. 16th play, had a TFL almost, but the running back just slipped past him. 17th play, he got picked up by a tight end on the run play, so they kind of took him out of it. And the last play that I saw from him was he had great pressure, and then number 55, wound up getting a sack and forcing the fourth down. So all in all, he had probably about 18, 20 snaps, but he looked great. And that's the thing, like people sleep on certain people, because they come from smaller schools, but Deshaun was out there balling, and they had him on both sides of the ball. So they had him on left and right end. So you didn't know where he was going to come from. And, for the time that they allotted him, man, I think he made sure that he was able to keep his spot on the team, at least at a bare minimum, make sure that he wasn't going to be anybody that they thought about cutting, because Arden Key actually looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. And I know he was here with us last year, but he didn't look too bad. He did not look too bad. Arden Key was out there balling. Their number one pick, he looked pretty good as well because he played pretty much most of the first half. Season predictions, guys, and we'll go ahead and end it there. I have stuck with my 13-4 or 12-5. What do you think, Swanson? Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. I was muted. Sorry about that. I could see that scenario. I could see us going 13-4, definitely. I'm gonna go with what I initially was stuck with was 11-6.
Okay. B-Dubs?
I said it on our show last time with Rohan. I'm still sticking with it. I think we go 12-5.
12-5. I like it. Oh, here you go, kid. So he out here doing the most. Tell your friends, cousins, neighbors, sons, fish. Look at Joey, man. Hey, man, Joey, comment fucking king. Andy Smith says 14-3. All right. I like it, man. Some people have that abundance of confidence in the squad, and I can understand why. The only reason I gave us 12-5 and/or 13-4 is strictly based on the fact that I don't know, how the offensive line is going to gel. That's going to take time. We have a new quarterback. There's a variety of things that come into play. So I can appreciate
Miss Peachy said 12-5.
Oh, yeah, Peachy. Yeah, Peachy out there with the 12-5. Yep.
Our travel schedule this year is really nice too. Like after, before we used to always go back East Coast, go back here. I believe after week 8 or something, we're pretty much on the West Coast, which is awesome.
Yeah, because I think he said something like 3 games in 13 days. Something like that.
I think he's mentioning about preseason.
Yeah, preseason.
Preseason. Yeah.
And I think all they're gonna do, I'm telling you right now, most of their preseason is gonna be guys that we want to see if they can make the squad or not. Solid.
Yeah.
It's really what
I
it's
think
going to be. I
I
think
was
you
glad to
may.
see 49er football on my TV again.
That's all
True.
I want. I'm
You
glad.
think they're
I'm
gonna put
glad
in
to see
Trey?
it.
You
Yeah,
think Trey's
I
gonna
think
get some
I think
reps?
for
Yeah, they'll
couple
have him for a
series.
series or two.
Yeah.
It's all.
Once
you know,
Trey gets out of there, you get Trey out of there. You know what I mean?
I don't. Hey, I'm tell you right now, I'm be happy to watch Nate Sudfeld. I want to see what he can do. I mean,
sure.
all I've heard about him is that he's been dropping dimes. He threw a couple of picks.
That's what I heard too.
I've heard
He's
he's
been
dropped some
accurate.
pretty dimes. I've heard he's dropped some nice dimes in camp. You know, what
And
I'm
we
saying?
get to
I'm
see
not-
all the running backs.
Mhm.
We're gonna
I'm
get
not-
to
I'm
see
not-
all the running backs.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna pull a Wayne Breezy and say something because hey, I don't care what nobody says. Tell me y'all don't watch Nitty Gritty and just be waiting for Breezy to say some shit so you can watch Moses' face go fucking.
Dude,
What?
Breezy cracks me up.
He be setting himself up and Mose be doing. I love Mose. I do. I love Mose.
Yep.
I love all the Nitty Gritty, man. That's my fam right there. I can't wait to meet all of them. I don't care what nobody says. Mose is perfect to offset Breezy, but he does the shit because he'll say some shit in sentence and he'll be flowing, so he won't stop. And Mose will he'll look almost to the side, like
Like
Bruh.
what?
what did you just pause? Hard pause. Like, what are we doing? I just be dying, man. I love it. But hey,
Oh,
man,
man.
that's gonna end the show for today. I'll be back throughout the week with it. The Opinion Sports Show. Ooh, okay.
That's a new one.
So, never seen you. Welcome to the channel. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure your notification bell is on. The Opinion Sports Show. If you would like to explain that, by all means, shoot me a DM. I will bring you on the show. We can talk
Yes,
about
sir.
it. If you want to put it in the comments right now, I'll give you a hot second. Oh, okay. Well, here's his reasoning.
Oh, there
And
it
he
is.
says he thinks that Lance is not as good as we all think.
Sounds like
and
another Jimmy section.
Now, here's the thing. The Opinion Sports Show. Who is your team? Why don't you go ahead and let me know who your team is? Or are you just someone who just watches football in general? If you are, I can understand that. But I'm going to tell you right now, we all do believe in Lance, and we should.
He's
This
a
is
Niners
our
fan.
team. We're supposed to have that kind of faith in our quarterback, especially the young dude coming onto the squad. We're not saying that Lance is going to come in and be the next Joe fucking Montana, but we are telling you that he's better than people are giving him credit for because we've seen it. We know. We watch this stuff on a
JB.
continual basis, week in and week out. You know what I'm saying?
JB.
I don't know. It's just a high probability it is. High probability it is, Peachy. Very high probability of such. But hey, man, that's it. Oh, damn.
That's what I'm laughing at.
Damn.
He went there.
The Opinion Sports Show, I'm telling you, bro, you got to be ready. You're 49. That's okay. If that's your favorite team, then why are you not backing him? And if you are a Jimmy Stan, please, I implore you, DM me. You could get at me through YouTube right here. You could get at me. Look at that. You could get at me on Twitter at Swiftd, SWIFTDEE. Okay. If you need to holler at me, holler at me. I'm open and available to anybody coming on my show because I will give you a million reasons why Trey Lance is 50 times better than Jimmy fucking Garoppolo. And I can give you one that he don't have. Number one, remember the last time Jimmy tried to be a running back? What'd he do? Towards fucking ACL. Last time you seen Lance try to be a running back, what'd he do? He ran some people over. I'm just saying, these are things that are facts. So if you would like to come on and talk about that, I'm more than welcome to set up something. You know what I'm saying? That's because he got that screen, man, and he just be dipping back a little bit. But hey, everybody, you know what I'm saying? I just made a video on my channel highlighting why the Niners won't make. Let me ask you a question here, and this is gonna be a legit question because you basically made me stay on, and I already said it was gonna end the show, but now you sparked something. You sparked something here. Here's my thing: if you are a true Niner fan, even with Jimmy. I'll tell you this, even with Jimmy, I never counted on us to lose. Even with him. I didn't like him. I didn't like the shit that he did. I knew I was going to have to hold my breath for an interception. Never means I wanted my team to lose.
Yep.
Never means I tried to count
Facts.
them out. But you just made a video on your channel highlighting why the Niners won't make the playoffs. Why would you put that kind of garbage up on your channel if you are a 49er fan? I would never do that. Never. And I'm going to say this. It's wrong as a fan to not have faith in your squad. Let me tell you something. Brandon is a Warriors fan. You think Brandon gave the fuck up on them when Clay was injured and they was looking like hot shit on the stick? No. He was still a Warriors fan. Do you think I gave up on my Bulls when we were looking like hot fucking garbage until Derrick Rose came along? Nope. Still a Bulls fan. Been one since the 80s. Will continue to be one for the rest of my days. So you don't want to shoot your team down. You want to lift them up. You want to give them reasons to be happy. And you want to give people around you reasons to be happy. And if you're going to do that, then this is all I got to say.
You know, I feel like some fans are just negative because they can't see it, right? And they want it explained to them. So it's kind of like, I don't know, if you guys are married or have girlfriends or whatever. It's kind of like sometimes you tell your wife or your girlfriend, you're like, hey, don't worry, it's going to be handled, right? And they're bringing out all the negative stuff just because they want it explained to them, right? And then after they do that, and you're like, okay, this is why it's going to be okay. This, that, and that. And then afterwards, they're like, okay, I feel better. I think some fans are like that, but it's crazy to think like, you know, you're rooting against your own team. It's like, then what's the point?
Well,
what's the point?
The key word about this 49ers team and their fans is faithful. And from the looks of it, the Opinion Sports Show is not a true faithful. You could say he's a Niner fan, but he's not a faithful.
And this right here, Kels Chronicles, has Trey Lance influenced IU's growth? Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
In every which way you could think of. Why? Because they worked together in the offseason. He already knew. Here's the thing. Everybody backed Jimmy. Not Brandon Ayuk. Not Brandon. I implore anyone to bring up a moment where Brandon Ayuk was a Jimmy fan. And he was protecting him as all the other players were when we were shitting on him for how bad he's played. Brandon Ayuk didn't do that. He knew what Trey Lance was, and he said, that's my guy. I'm doing it. I'm that dude, and I'm going to basically get it, you know what I'm saying, get it together. And, yes, we all remember this, you know, because Jimmy is the worst fucking person to put on the stand in a trial because he'll get your ass put in jail real quick. Remember when they asked him about his ankle injury? What did they do? So they rolled up on my calf, and, you know, I don't know what happened. Oh, so, somebody twisted your ankle. Yeah. Somebody shot your mom. Yeah, man, I just told you that happened. You know, oh, well, you jumped off a bridge yesterday, and that's how you injured it. Yeah, you know, that bridge was really large. Like, he just went along with whatever the fuck people were saying. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You know, okay, so now he says, I'm a 49er fan, but I'm a realist. I'm not going to put out false stuff. It's not giving up. It's calling it like it is. Well, let me tell you this. Brandon just detailed. Look at right behind Brandon's head. It says faithful. So you see where it says faithful? That's what you are. That's what you're supposed to be. That's what you are supposed to exude whenever you go anywhere. Your whole aura, when you go anywhere near any other team, should be 49ers. And it should never be counting us out. It should always be looking forward and saying, we have a great defense. We have an amazing run game. Our special teams is definitely on the uptick from the last shit that we've had the last couple of seasons with Richard Hightower. So I already know that we should have better field position when the ball is kicked off and or punted. So I have a million reasons to be happy to say why my team is going to progress and still be on an upward swing. We went 10-7 with Jimmy. So explain to me I guarantee you we could have went 10-7 with Trey Lance, even with him on a learning curve. 10-7. Like, I mean, now if Jimmy Garoppolo took us to a 15-2 record or some shit, then yeah, you could tell me something, but you're not making sense. I will gladly check out your video, and I will gladly look at the facts that you present, and I will gladly invite you onto my platform so we can have a debate about it. Yeah. And it's never anything negative. If you're a real 49er fan, then you come through, you do whatever you want to do. But you can't sit up here and shit on the team and then call it being realistic. Like, there's a difference. Hey. Like when the team really sucks, put like this. If you were a Bears fan and you were saying this, yeah, I'd believe you and I'd agree with you. You know why? There ain't no O-line in front of Justin Fields. Justin Fields going to have to use his legs more often than not to make plays because he's not going to be able to stand up right because when he comes up against a defense like ours, he's going to get killed. So you have to think about it. That's there it is. Rooting against our success? Come on, bro. You don't do that. You don't do that. You never do, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what it is. Okay, let's see what it is. Jimmy G wasn't the greatest, but he was efficient enough. Niners offense is based on efficiency from the QB. Without an efficient passing QB, the team will struggle. Here's the thing. Have you ever thought about giving Trey Lance a chance, or are you going to Colin Cowherd this shit and swear up and down that the kid is trash and you don't even have enough time to really make a full assessment? Trey Lance is giving you about 2.5 to 3 quarters of football. 2.5 to 3 games of football. He started in 2 games and he played a half. And when he came in for Jimmy, after, mind you, if you're talking about efficiency, everybody remember the Seattle game? Swan Song? B-Dubs, y'all remember that Seattle game, don't you? Didn't we give Jimmy 5 chances to make something happen in that Seattle game? Didn't our defense stymie the fucking Seahawks? And didn't we feel like we were going to finally get Russell's ass? We did pause. We was going to finally get that motherfucker. And what happened? Jimmy didn't give us shit. Where was the efficiency there? Oh, and then phantom injury. Oh, my calf. Oh, my God. My calf hurts. And next thing you know, what does Trey Lance come in and do? Take command of the offense, start scoring touchdowns, bring us a lot closer. So the game starts turning in the right direction. So you explain to me where the non-efficiency is if he's sitting there with 5 chances to do something and can't do shit. You explain to me how we wound up. What were we, Brandon? 3 and 5?
This guy's killing me here.
Like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And
without Trey Lance, we wouldn't be in the.
Fucking Joey, dude.
I
can't.
Joey's the
king.
I
mean, if we didn't have Lance, we win that Texas game, right?
Joey is the king. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Ain't nobody in my comments funnier than Joey. This dude be off the chain.
So
wait, hold up. So the front seven is good, but the pass defense was below. Bro, have you been paying attention to the offseason? Have you heard anything from camp? Do you even notice that? Okay, but yeah, you need. Okay, yeah, just I'm not even reading any more of your comments. Just DM me, bro. You're not making sense. You are not making sense. I can't keep reading this stuff. And this is what do we got here? If the faithful were so faithful, why was the stadium empty in the Tom Sula era? You know why the stadium was empty in the Tom Sula era? Because we sucked monkey testicles.
There was no hope there.
There was no hope.
We would rather watch them lose on TV.
We would rather watch them at home.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to a game and I know we're going to lose. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's faithful and there's blind faith, and like we're not blind faithful, right? People are not
like
blind.
we ain't dumb, man. You sitting here, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Okay. Also, the people's faithful. Why was the stadium empty in the once again, we had shitty coaches. You have to think about it like this, man. The way you're talking, you're not a 49er fan.
No, read the next one.
Because what you're doing is you're structuring it so that you sound right and everybody else sounds wrong. You got to look at it from both sides of the spectrum. It's very simple. We understand what we have ahead of us and what we currently have. And if you've been paying any attention this offseason, we don't have to worry about our passing game because it looks fucking amazing. Okay? Our passing defense is going to be insane. I just said earlier, think about it. JV, Emmanuel Mosley, and fucking Tarvarius Ward. And imagine throwing JV in the slot.
I wonder
who's going to stop that?
I wonder if he's rooting for him to be right rather than wanting the Niners to win. I want to know if you know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to be like saying, it's one thing to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, the Niners might not be that good this year, right? And this is the reasons why, right? And then it's another thing to be like, yeah, I want myself to be right. You know what I mean? Like you could say you can be pessimistic, but if you're pessimistic, I would always end it with, I hope I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
I
wait.
don't know.
Oh, look at this. After starting 3-5, Jimmy got efficient. He was one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. Why the fuck did we have to get to 3-5 for him to start finding his goddamn efficiency? Why didn't he have that shit in the beginning of the year? Use your brain, man. Come on, bro. You on here spitting out some real dumb shit? Like you're not even making sense. At the end of the day, you have to look at everything as a whole and you have to understand why we feel better. And all of that Jimmy love that you got right there, let me tell you something. Your quarterback is ass in the playoffs. He is the only quarterback with a winning record of 4-2 in the playoffs, and the motherfucker never won a game. Not one.
Worst quarterback in NFL history in the fourth quarter, going back
Dude,
to 1971 or some shit.
Literally.
He didn't show up at all in the fourth quarter against the Rams in the NFC Championship game.
Last time I checked, the fourth quarter is important, right?
Yes.
Like that's a big deal,
Dude,
right?
we were leading that game, and come fourth quarter, they scored like 17 points right off the bat. Where was Jimmy?
I mean, and then the fact is, are Jimmy stands? They're still hoping and praying that he's going to come back to the team, right? Is that what they're
They're
is
still
this the
thinking
last? Is this their last
They're-
stance here to keep Jimmy on the team?
So Trey has a bad day in training camp like today, and you see all these Jimmy stands saying, "Oh, nope, Trey Lance sucks. You gotta go back to Jimmy."
Didn't Jimmy throw 5 interceptions in the training camp in practice though? Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, but he was still good looking though. He's still good looking though.
Oh, look at him. He's like, yeah, that jawline. That jawline.
He's like,
and see, here's what I tell people when it comes to the comparison. I'll give you this. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, you got Trey Lance. When you go from one to the other, you gain things. You gain mobility with Trey. You gain a better deep ball. You gain, you know what I'm saying, the defense having to play 11 on 11 football. You know what it is? You know what the other thing you gain is? Now I don't have to be worried about saying this. You going from one handsome quarterback to another handsome quarterback. The fuck is you talking about? You mean to tell me Trey Lance ugly? No, he's not. Trey Lance is out there pulling females. If you feel like it, I guarantee you ain't got no problem pulling no women. Trey Lance, if you ever looked at Trey Lance, you think that tall dude walking down the street could not get a female? You fucking serious? Tall, light-skinned nigga with curly hair? What is you talking about, man? Fuck out of here, bro. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dion.
This the shit that just drives me insane. Motherfuckers who just act like they don't
Dion.
feel like they don't know.
This last one he goes, plus Lance started the Arizona game, which we know he wasn't ready to do. That was part of the 3-5 start.
Oh, so you can thank your coach for that because I was
exactly.
That looked like a college football game offense.
Dude, he almost won it anyways.
Thank your coach, and we still almost won. We were still in the game,
and that was at the height.
Say
that was the height of the Cardinals' powers too.
Yeah.
Like at that time, the Cardinals looked unstoppable, dude.
Yeah,
and
the
Cardinals were scary good.
The Cardinals do the same thing every year. They start out high and they fuck up low. That's what they do. Okay. Kyler Murray ain't never win no goddamn ring. We all know that. There are certain quarterbacks that will not win a championship. But I can tell you this, if Trey Lance was throwing the ball to Emmanuel Sanders in that Super Bowl 2 years ago, we'd have number 6 already. Oh, but your quarterback decided to overthrow the fucking guy? Really? Come on, man. Like, you got to stop making excuses for this motherfucker. He's not worth it. He's not here, and he's not on this squad for a reason. You don't like that? Go see Kyle. Kyle was the one who did that shit. Kyle sat up there. Oh, there it is. Throwback. Ended. Jimmy Garoppolo went 3 for 9 for 30 yards and an INT in the fourth quarter in 6 playoff games. 28 passer rating? Really? And this is the guy you want to put back on the field. Come on, man. Come on.
Yo, I'm dumb. Are those good numbers or bad numbers? Because I don't know.
Now it's Kyle's fault. Shanahan was the reason the Niners started 3-5 more than anything. Jimmy, he wasn't playing Ayuk early.
Bro, I mean, it's just never ending with these Jimmy stands.
Yeah, man, these cats is here, and I don't understand. I really don't. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
just have to. We just have
you
to
just,
let
you know what you
Trey
do?
Lance show up and
Give people a
prove
moment of
them wrong.
silence. You pray for them and let them
Yep.
do what they do. I'm gonna tell you this: when Trey Lance takes us back to the playoffs, I'm gonna need you to come on and you know what I'm saying.
God,
Wait, whoa, hold the phone.
is this dude? I was at that game.
Wait, hold on, Brandon. Hold on, because I'm gonna let you go. Please tell me you are not talking about that playoff game. Please tell me you are not talking about that playoff game. If you're talking about the playoff game, you're out of your fucking mind. If you're talking about the Packers game in the regular season, were we not getting our ass handed to us with Jimmy at quarterback? Did we not have Trey come in and give us a shot in the arm and score the first touchdown for our offense in that game, close to the goal line? Did that not happen?
He's talking about
In
the
that
regular
playoff
season
game, in the snow, in the frozen tundra, where Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be Aaron Rodgers, supposed to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all fucking time. Did we not wind up having Jordan Willis block a field goal and then wind up going ahead and having Huff pick that up and run it into the end zone? Was that not part of the game winner? Did Jimmy not throw a little short ass pass and then Debo had to take it well beyond the line to be able to get us in the field goal position? Fuck out of here, bro.
Dude, we were 3rd and 7, and they gave the ball to Debo to get a first down.
That's what
Like,
I'm
come on.
saying. Like you over here trying
Yo.
to put out fake, you ain't got none.
Yo,
Every time you tried it, we shot you down.
Week
You
3.
can't keep trying to support this cat, man.
He's talking week 3 Sunday Night Football when we were down 17-0 and we had to put Trey Lance in to
That's what I'm
spark
saying.
a damn fire underneath everybody's ass to get back in that game.
It is. It is. Oh, and the number one supporter, is she yelling at you, bruh? Keep Kyle's name out your mouth. Denise is a Kyle Shanahan supporter. She will come for that ass. You don't believe so? Don't jump into spaces with Denise. She whip your ass stress. She ain't playing about Kyle. She ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the thing. Okay, like you didn't make a point here. We all knew that they put him back in.
Man,
but this is
like now,
it's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Like you're not, everything you keep saying just continues to go up in flames. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Okay,
dude.
Jimmy was the quarterback. What the fuck do you mean? But if Trey Lance doesn't score that touchdown, we still lost that game. And Jimmy was the quarterback, just so you know. But we needed a push because Jimmy was inept. He couldn't get anything done. What about that game in the rain against the Colts where we got our ass handed to us? What about that game? I mean, what about all the times that people were laughing? Darius Leonard laughed at him.
He gave away that game.
He gave away that game.
He gave away that game.
Okay, what about the practice with the Chargers where starters are laughing in his face in joint practice?
That's cold, man. That's
when
cold.
you are a quarterback, you are to be respected in the league. You don't ever want nobody. You don't want your peers laughing at you, looking down on you like you shit, like you ain't nothing. Are you serious? Come on, bro. You gotta be. You gotta be out here. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Jimmy got them in position. Do you think Jimmy would have finished it off? Because he's real shitty in the red zone. You know that, right? His red zone numbers are not pretty.
Hey, what's up, Bashar?
I don't know what's going on. What's up, Bashar? Hey, we gonna end it, man. Opinion, holla at you, boy. Definitely, we would love to have you on the show. You come on Forever Faithful podcast.
Yes, sir.
You come on to the Niner Game podcast. You know, we can hang out. Yes. I would love to hear everything that you have to say, and I'd love you to be able to tell me exactly what it is that you call, because you can't call yourself a faithful with all this negativity for Trey Lance. Because right now, you know what you look like? A Jimmy stan. And that's what everybody in the comments is seeing. That's what all of us right here are seeing. You look like a Jimmy stan. It is what it is. We don't do that. Some people are supporters of the team and they just ride with whoever, and I understand and I respect that. But I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that I think that if Jimmy was the quarterback this year, that we have a better chance of doing anything. Mm-hmm. I'm not Mike fucking Tannenbaum. I'm not saying I'm not Wiley and all these other dumb motherfuckers out here that think it's a bust. No,
we had 4.5 years of Jimmy, and it doesn't get it done. Like You're
That's the
like,
main
so
thing.
the 49ers right now are like a Ferrari, right? And or a race car. And we had Jimmy, he's the tires, right? And for
Yep.
whatever reason, he never gets us there, right? Whether he got close or a season where the tires just blow out and there's nothing, and we're just not getting there. So Trey Lance is the new tires, right? From the factory.
No,
That's
Trey Lance became the engine. So
there you
here's
go.
the thing: when you got a car, your main source of power is that engine and that transmission. So your engine is going to be Trey Lance. Your transmission is going to be the offensive line. Them tires is going to be Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, Jennings, Danny Gray, Ray McLeod, possibly. Those are going to be the people that help make that car up. You know what I'm saying? The O-line is even possibly even the chassis on the vehicle as well, because they help us drive. But we will basically make sure that we get that right. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the situation. Wow. This will be you see this bullshit? Bro, I need you on the show. I really do. I really do. I don't know how the fuck you call yourself a faithful with that kind of a comment.
Are you what?
Let me say this.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Browns fans went from Baker Mayfield to Deshaun Watson. From quarterback play, that's an upgrade. The NFL is appealing Deshaun Watson's suspension. They want him gone for a year. So where does that leave the Browns again?
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, completely fuck that all up. You know, and
Bro, let's just put it this way. let's just put it.
What? This is what you want? You want a middle of the road guy,
Bro,
as your starter? That's what
Dude.
you want?
Dude, I know this guy. When he says 90s, I know he means late 90s, because that means he probably didn't see, Montana,
He ain't old enough to
Young.
live through the glory years.
Because
He ain't.
if you live
And
through
he
the
obviously
glory
ain't
years,
do his research.
you do not settle for mediocrity at the QB position. That is not the position you ever settle for mediocrity, dude. No way.
Look, man, hey, if you're a 49er fan, bro, hit the like and subscribe button. We'll continue to give you reality versus that false world that you're living in. Nobody wants a middle of the road quarterback. You want a top tier guy. You want an elite quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is not such. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Hey,
everybody.
Just real fast.
I was just hold on. I was about to get
okay.
to you. Thank everybody for tuning in. Brandon, let them know where they can find you.
Yes, you could follow me on my personal page at bdubs49. Podcast page is at ffpod49 on Twitter, and YouTube it's For Our Faithful Podcast. We're also on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, so go ahead and follow us on that. We also will be doing a show in the next couple days. Dion will be there for sure, and we're gonna get Rohan back to talk more training camp. So
yeah, hey man, check Rohan out over there, man. Him and his boy Marco, they out there doing big things, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Rohan's been at training camp every single day. He's out there doing real good work as a YouTube content creator. Nothing but love to that young kid. I'm gonna try to get him on whenever I can. You know what I'm saying? He's out there doing his thing. But hey,
hard.
we up out of here, man. Swan Song, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And we gonna end it on this.
You're keeping
Peachy
all
don't play.
receipts.
Peachy keep all receipts.
Yep.
And Peachy will be on your head, and she is not. I'm telling you. See, here's the thing about the last thing I would say. Here's the thing about the women that are a part of the faithful. They're not just girls that go, he's cute. I'm cheering for this guy. No, they know the game. They know football. Like, they really know what's going on out there. They understand positions. They understand everything. So the females in this chat, they eat your ass alive. You keep talking.
Yes, they will.
I'm saying, okay, you keep thinking that opinion.
Keep saying that, man. Just keep saying it.
Remember this video, because when she come for you and she got the receipts, you're screwed, buddy. You're screwed. But hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and thank y'all so much. And we out this joint. Peace.